Lead us in the pledge, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you and welcome to the August 16th Fire Board meeting. Roll call, please, Eileen.
Mark Smith,
Present.
Pat Eisenhart,
Here.
Gino Malaya.
Here.
Richard Rinke,
Not known.
absent.
We got one coming
One
in.
coming?
All right.
That's Mr. DeWitt.
Okay. So is Mr. Rinke absent or excused?
Absent.
Absent. And Mr. DeWitt is coming in, so.
Yep, there he is.
There he is. Boy, you timed that.
Robert DeWitt, present.
Okay, we have the agenda before us. Any suggested modifications or corrections?
No.
Motion to accept as presented?
Support.
Second?
A second, rather.
Oh, we already had a support?
No,
I thought you
I
did
need
it.
a motion from.
Okay, I make the motion
Yeah.
that we accept the agenda as it's written.
And I'll support it.
Very good. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed by the same? Carried. Minutes from our last meeting. I know I've reviewed them and had no changes. Anyone
No
else?
changes.
No changes.
Changes? Pardon me? No changes? Okay, then a motion would be in order to approve those.
I make a motion, we approve the minutes of the last meeting.
Support.
Motion and support. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Carried. Chief's report?
All right, we do have 3 months before you, so I don't know how we're gonna go about this, but the year-to-date run totals, I'll muddle through it as best I can. We had 43 runs in April, 46 in June, and 64 in July. Out of those calls, we had 24 of them were mutual aid medicals for May. 16 of those were advanced, 4 were basic, and 4 were no transport. In June, out of 46, there was 25 medicals, 18 advanced, 4 basic, and 3 no transports. In July, out of the 64, we had 35 medicals, 24 ALS, 4 basic, and 7 no transports. So we're doing all right with those.
So
Next.
total for the year so far is 591.
Yeah, for the 12 month from, July to July, I guess. Or August to July. The next one is the medical, the incident summary listing. There is 3 months before you, May, June, and July. If there's no questions, we'll move on.
Wait a minute. No, I got him. Hang on. Indian Lake Road, medical, 15 minutes.
Which month?
Oh, it's June. I noticed that be one of the highest ones.
Yep.
That's,
The Charlie response, probably maybe on another call, it looks like. And getting over to Indian Lake Road does take a while.
I guess it does, but okay. I thought maybe in the summer would be a little further, but, okay. It's the only one I see.
Nothing with June, July, okay, we'll move on to the personnel year-to-date run percentages. Everybody's doing well there. We'll go into, actually that was out of place. We'll go into May. The highest top responder for the month of May was
89.
Brian Howarth at 89%, really well. There's several of us here doing 50%, so we're keeping that up.
You had 4
Yep.
over the
June,
50%.
the highest percentage in June is, I think, 56, and it's a 3-way tie between Janine Herman, Tyler Hunsucker, and Charles Johnson Sargent.
Right.
One. All right. So now July, we have Charles Johnson Sargent at 82%. So we're doing pretty good there.
You had 5 above the 50.
Yeah, the next pages are the cost per month for paid-on-call wages. Any questions there? We'll move on. I know there's a lot of papers to muddle through for 3 months' worth, but we haven't had a meeting. So if not, we'll move on to the profit and loss statement. I'll just go right down to, actually, this is 33%. Okay, so the profit and loss statement before you, we're doing good on everything. There was one thing I did want to mention. The maintenance cost is that already at 56%, but that's just because of the contracts and stuff that we have once a year annually, and that came now, so that will level out as the year goes on.
Is that the same with IT
I was going to
maintenance,
say
Jerry?
that same thing.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. IT maintenance, yeah, we had some issues come up and had those repaired, so. Next pages are the profit and loss detailed. There's 3 months worth there. Angela did separate them for you. There's May, June, and July, so it's a little easier. Any questions with that? All the payroll and all the, everything detailed listing of what we've spent throughout the last 3 months. No questions? We'll move on to the cost recovery page. It says $44,000. Since we've done this, I think we had a deposit of another $8,000, so we're at just over $50,000 in cost recovery for the year.
Good.
Chief's report, I do have a few things real quick, just, I didn't write anything down, just verbally. The kitchen project is going really well. We're only waiting for the countertop. That was all approved by the township. We moved forward, and the last thing after the meeting, if somebody wants to go over there and take a look and see what our progress is, you're more than welcome to. We're pretty happy. It looks pretty good. Again, the only thing we're waiting for is the countertop. That comes in next week. The cement work at Station 2 is complete. I think everybody's seen that. That was really needed. The foundation wasn't undermined or anything or deteriorated enough, so or where it needed repair, I should say. So we're able to pour the concrete right there and get that taken care of. So the water now will be directed towards that catch basin and drained off the parking lot there. So that's good. That's worked out. Some other things we've done, we hired a new person. Her name's Jenna. She lives over on Noble Road. She actually comes to us trained with Fire 1 and 2 and EMT, so she's in a process right now of working through her probationary period, so that's well. I think that's it, really. That concludes the chief's report if nobody has any questions.
Nope.
No questions for the chief? Very good. Motion would be in order to accept his report.
I move that we accept the chief's report as presented.
I'll support.
Motion and support. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carried. SOGs, chief.
All right, I do have one SOG before the board here, and I have to say I'm a little embarrassed that we never actually looked at this before, but we actually never had a uniform policy, so we put that together in the form of an SOG. It does go through and explain what a Class A and Class B and Class C uniform is. We did have an issue, I did forget to tell you this in the chief's report. Marilyn Zost was working here up at the station getting ready to do a training. She had slipped and fell and hurt her patella. She actually broke it, which needed some surgery. She is back to work. She is not taking any time off. I think it was a week or just over a week. So she's pretty tough going back to work. But there was an issue with some shoes she was wearing, so I thought that we'd better, after the action report that we put together, if somebody gets hurt or an incident happens here at the station, we gather together a committee and figure out how we can prevent that injury from happening again. And what we came up with was we didn't have anything written down of what you're supposed to wear, what you're not allowed to wear here at the station. So I put that together before the board tonight on an SOG of 611. Any questions with the actual SOG? I'd entertain those now.
No, I went through and it's just about basically that.
What we've been doing for years,
Yeah.
but it written down.
Right.
Yeah,
Correct.
I didn't understand
just
why
by-
we had to have it.
Just what I'm wearing right now with the jacket, and it was supposed to be a hat, that's a Class A uniform. A Class B uniform is, again, without the jacket and the hat and the better pants and shoes. And then it goes down to Class C, and then that goes and explains throughout the SOG of when we can and can't wear those. And then wearing short sleeve or long sleeve shirts will be disseminated through a memo every year. to the crew.
And that's all spelled out on the second page.
Yes. No questions? I think that would, I hope we, for an improvement.
Motion,
I'll make a motion that we accept the SOG as written, SOG 611, effective 7/21/16.
I'll support that motion.
motion and support to accept the SOG. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Carried. Purchasing.
All right, so we have the letter before the board here. I think this is one of our last things to have on the budget for capital expenditures of pagers. We'd received a few pagers a few years ago, and there were Motorola 5s. They do have a Motorola 6 out now, which there has been some separation within the company of Motorola, and they come up with another company has come out of this, and it's Unication, and they're actually making pagers. And this company actually made those pagers for Motorola. So the Motorola 6 that come out, I've actually spent some time this winter. I grabbed a Motorola 6, a Minitor 6 I should say, and I wore it on my hip for several months. And then I grabbed and used the Unication pager, and have carried that around for several months. The Unication pager is completely, by far, a better reception pager. It's a little bigger. The price is pretty much the same as the board sees before you in the quotes and the bid that we put out. But there is only two companies that actually make these pagers. In years previous, we've only brought before the board one price because there was only one company. So with that being said, now there's two. I didn't feel like it was really necessary to go out to bid if there was only getting two quotes. So before the board tonight, I have those two quotes and would like to see us purchase the Unication G1 pagers from Digicom Global from our budget amount of out of the capital budget that was budgeted for.
Question? I notice you have a 3-year extended warranty. What does that cover?
Everything, all the electronics on the pager.
Okay.
I thought it was a good idea because what's happening is our Motorola 5s that we have right now, we're sending a lot of them into repair, and it costs so much to ship them, and then the repair is usually $75 to $125 plus the cost of shipping there and back. And almost all of our pagers have gone at least once or twice to be repaired. So they do need to be repaired. They're over 6 years old now, so. Unfortunately, that is one of the only way we should be getting notified for calls. It's the most reliable way, but unfortunately, we are rough with them. They're on our hips and we bang them around, they fall, and things just happen, so they take a lot of wear and tear.
Any other questions of the chief?
So, with this here, the G1 includes a 2-year warranty manufacturer, plus you're going to have a 5-year, is that?
We're going to put 3 years on a total of 5.
Okay.
The pagers have come down in price too, which was really nice because there's some competition now. These pagers, so many years ago, were over $500 and some a pager.
Yep.
So as you see, they're down to 300 and some, or 400. I think it's 375. That's why we put on the additional warranty.
Well, you're only talking $280 difference between the two of them.
Yes. And I know that, it's a little bit more money, but I have to say that the Unication pager is by far a better pager. And believe me, I did not want to say that. I've fought tooth and nail not to have to get this pager, but it does work. It is a lot better pager.
Is this amount going to be covered under capital? Or did we?
We budgeted over $10,500. I think
See,
it was what we budgeted for.
that's what I didn't know, how much we budgeted. Okay. So we're still in our budget. That
Correct.
works. That works.
So now what we need is a motion,
We
right?
need a motion to recommend to the township trustees. Oh, yeah, we need two, yes. Okay, thank you. Yeah,
And
we
I
need
took
two.
I took the liberty to spell that out for the board there on the last paragraph.
Well, I'll make the motion that we waive the purchase ordinance because there's only two sources, and that we go with the provider of one of those two sources.
So we have a motion to waive the purchasing ordinance. Do we have a second?
I'll support that.
We have a motion and support. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carried. Now we need a motion to recommend the township trustees to move forward with the purchase.
I'll recommend to the Township Board to allow the fire department to purchase 20 Unication G1s pagers from Digicom Global, which includes a 5-year warranty and chargers for $9,289 to come out of Capital 304-974-000, which is under what we originally budgeted.
Oh, I'll second that.
She beat
I thought you were gonna keep going and say thank you.
Okay, we have a motion and support. Roll call vote, please, Eileen.
Ed Eisenhart,
Yes.
Robert DeWitt. Gino Malaya.
Yes.
Mark Smith.
Yes. I don't know what you had in mind, so I'll just wing it from here, okay?
It's all up to you.
All right, well, gentlemen, if you'd gather in the front here. Face the camera, because you're the most important ones.
Yeah, get up in front of me here.
Don't trip over the cord.
All right, Robert Fitzpatrick, Sergeant Charles Johnson, Joseph Fisher, and Chief Jerry Morowski, for your selfless bravery, your dedication to duty, and your service to the citizens of Addison Township. Myself, on behalf of this board and all the citizens, thank you very much. This is a result of an incident that happened in the township with gunshots, and you acted quite bravely and selflessly in helping a wounded victim in that circumstance. So thank you very much. Robert Fitzpatrick? Thank you. Sergeant Charles Johnson? Thank you. Joseph Fisher? Thank you. Chief Jerry Morowski?
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
One thing I would like to say to the crew, none of us really wanted this award. I think we all do our jobs without having to be recognized for that. And as we talked to the guys about this, I thought it was very important, not because I was involved in that, just because I lived right around the corner and I was one of the first ones there and helped. But as we worked, the four of us worked in there and grabbed that lady out of there, and after we talked about it, none of us had ever said we were heroes or felt like a hero, did we? We felt like we just did our job and we didn't really need to be recognized. So thank you for that. And we've been recognized through the county and now locally, but the local acknowledgement is way better than the county to me. So thank you.
Thank you.
I think we should give him a standing ovation.
And also, I'd like to say that it is the highest award in the department.
Okay.
So thank you.
Good job.
Yes.
Public forum. Any comments, questions from the public?
Good.
I'd like to say something. Last week, I went to the hospital and I had to be transferred to Crittenden Hospital by Oxford Fire Department. And on that crew was a gentleman that was one of our EMTs who is now working with the Oxford Fire Department. And I got to say, I don't know if he got the training here, but he was one of the nicest guys and took care of me so great. And we talked all the way down there. And he was a good guy. And the Oxford Fire Department did one heck of a job, too.
Yes.
So I want to thank them.
Anything else? Motion to adjourn would be in order.
Also
Go
move.
for it. I'll second
I
it.
gotta go.
Motion to adjourn, 7:22 PM. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Thank you
Better
very
not hear
much.
nothing.